Hello guys and welcome to another episode of my HTML tutorial, and in this episode we're gonna go through the quotation and citation elements in HTML. And now I gotta say something. Always when there's an element to do something on the web page, use it, because that is going to improve the search engine optimization, also known as SEO. Alright, let's get started with block quote. So we will type in block quote. It needs a closing tag. And then we can add a site attribute. It is gonna say https google.com, and Google is a large company. Alright, that's it. And then I'm gonna add a paragraph that says, or actually h1 is better, h1 about Google. So right now you might not be noticing anything different, but actually this text is placed differently. So I'm gonna go to here, take the block quote element and add a border of 2 pixels solid. Now you guys can see that it centers itself automatically. And if I type more here, for example lorem, and press tab, it will create some sample text. The text will not overflow or anything, it will just keep going down. So yeah, this is a pretty useful element, and you can say anything in here. So yeah, alright, this is pretty simple one. So yeah, it's an element with some text that centers itself on the screen. So yeah, that's block quote. Then there's going to be give, and that adds quotation marks. Give standing for quotations. So let's make a P. Google is a, and then use the give tags. Give huge company, and now here it says huge in quotation marks, but the quotation marks can't be selected because they are not written in, they are elements. And I should add a space over here. There we go, now it looks correct. So yeah, that's the quotation tags. Then we can use the abbreviation tag. So the abbreviation tag, basically it gives for example, I'm gonna make a paragraph and say that the company, then we'll use the abbreviation ABBR, Google made this browser. Okay, it didn't, but let's imagine it did. So now you can see that these words are connected. Let's add a space here, and there we go. That's the abbreviation. There's just one little thing. We didn't add a title. So let's add a title, and that's gonna be called Google Company, or alphabet / alphabet yeah, Alphabet owns Google. So yeah, now you can see that the Google is dotted, underline, and when I hover over, it says Google Company slash Alphabet. So yeah, the abbreviation is pretty good as well. Alright, let's continue. I'm gonna make a break tag here once again, and I'm gonna go to the next element, which is going to be address. Now we're gonna do a little bit of, you know, we have gone over this already, but this is a recap. So we will say, for example, this is written by Tozu. It will be in italic text, as you guys can see on the screen. Actually, let me make the font size a little bit bigger. I'm gonna select the body and font dash size 20 pixels. Alright, now everything is a little bigger. And I can make that 1 pixel. Okay, there we go. And then we can add a break tag, that's important. If we don't do that, I can say contact me, and they will all be going like next to each other in a row. But with a break tag, they are going to be in a column. So yeah, that's a useful thing to know. And then let's say my website break and address. I'm gonna type in New York, USA. Alright, there we go. There's my address element. It's in italic text and it's used together with, actually we went through that over here. So yeah, it's used together with all the other HTML elements, such as the anchor tag. You can add a website, a file, or a link, anything, and yeah. So you can use that as well if you want to. If you're going to make a box like this, use that, because always when there's a tag or element for it in HTML, use that. It's important. Then there's going to be the site element, and then there's also going to be the BDO. So the site element, we're gonna need an image for that. So let's go to our images folder. Let's take this one for example. So let's type in img and source images slash workplace.jpg. Alternative text is going to be workplace picture, and the width will be 200. Yeah. And always, if you only write 200, they are going to be in pixels. You can add pixels behind. There's no difference. Alright, now let's make a paragraph and a site element. So I'm gonna start from here. The computer, or actually not over there. The computer was made by Apple. Okay, and let's add a space over there, so there's a space on the web page as well. So as you guys can see, the site, it's in italic text style, and yeah, it describes companies, authors, stuff like that. It's a title of work, and yep, browsers display them in italic usually. then lastly there is going to be the BDO element, and that's a pretty interesting one. That stands for bidirectional override. So with that we can actually, I'm gonna show you an example. BDO, there we go. This is a BDO, bidirectional override. Okay. Then we can add a direction. Dir, short for direction, and equals double quotes, and let's say RTL, right to left. And now you can see what happened. The text is reversed, as you guys can see. Here we have it. Alright, let's try. If you make a paragraph, this text is not reversed, but BDO, there RTL, but this text is. Alright, it works. So this text is not reversed, but this text is. So yeah, that's funny. Then let's make some breaks. Alright, and then let's make BDO direction left to right, and say hello. So this is the normal one. It's gonna say hello. I'm gonna go and add some margin bottom 1000 pixels. So space down here, only so I can scroll down. Alright, so it says hello, left to right. What if we say left to left? Nothing's gonna happen. Or right to right? Nothing's gonna happen. The RTL only works. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And that's how to use block quote, quotations, abbreviation, address, citation, and bidirectional override in HTML. Now we can try, and let's start with a BDO. Direction right to left, and say testing this out. What if we put this inside of a paragraph? This. Well, it will appear right over here. So let's add a couple of break tags, and then let's make a paragraph with a direction right to left. Alright, and this is a paragraph. Now, as you guys can see, it's appearing here. So you can use a paragraph element with the direction attribute, and it will be on the right side of the page, but not like this turned over. So yeah, that's an introduction to these tags. Use the tags always when they should be used, and always when they fit your website. Anyways, this is gonna be it for this episode, and I hope I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Happy learning, everybody, and see you guys later.